LCK Summer 2019. I'm Atlas, joined by LS, aka LCK Script, who just predicted basically how that series was going to go from one end to the other, and we'll see whether he can do it again for game number 2. As Teddy picks up an MVP, it confused me, but honestly, who do you give the MVP to? Well, I don't know. They played pretty well as a team.
We said effort, and it was because Teddy, in that game, he pressed R and right-clicked. But in a game where no one's really doing anything standoutish, FLICKR got solo killed, instantly just can't even be Canada almost.
Yeah,
right? You have to do quite a lot to raise that Titanic, right?
Yeah.
The second thing, Clid missed too many ultimates, missed too many engages.
Yeah.
We're a little bit slow on the trigger for some things. Kahn, nothing standoutish.
Nope. He just played gangplank and
right, so it comes down to Teddy and effort, and it felt like effort was more impactful.
Yeah, and he got that first blood from FLICKR earlier on in the game.
Got the
got
first
into his
blood.
Trinity Force.
Teleported at the right time as well with the spellbook. Set up the kill that they got in bottom lane, which is the same kill that Teddy took part in by pressing R and right-clicking.
Yeah.
So, but at least he had to aim the R.
Effort did actually land every R perfectly as well.
Yeah.
He got that, the one in the mid lane was absolutely fantastic because it clipped Viper at the end and stopped him from doing damage for a great period of time. So, was a big one for effort, so consolation prize to him. Unfortunately not able to actually get that MVP, but as we move into game number 2, there's a possibility that he gets one here. The, oh, Doran's crying.
Oh, man.
I hope he's okay.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
Oh, he looks like he's still sort of crying.
I'll get them Bible thumps in the chat, all right? We need to...
I don't think I've ever...
No, I've never seen a player crying at the start of a game. I've seen, you know, there's
like
FLICKR famously crying at the end of Worlds 2017.
Usually really big games, though.
Yeah. I mean, this is a big one for Griffin, of course. I mean, this is the team that smashed them in the spring final, but this is also a lot of pressure on a very young player who's very new to this team. And it's just
I wonder if he feels like he's letting everyone down because he's supposed to live up to something or be a remedy to maybe some problem.
That's true. I mean, he's supposed to be the solution, right? There is a lot of pressure on this player who's very young, and it's very difficult to hold all of those feelings in, you know?
How this affects the mentality for the players.
Probably not good.
Yeah, it probably can't be good.
That's a very fast Corki that didn't get banned somehow.
So let me run through the bans. Yumi, Karma, and Lux. So basically saying, hey, guess what? You're not going to play a stallish game. Just kidding. We're going for 30 again. Against us, Griffin, Kalistar, Varus, and Neek. Oh,
Neko?
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 Okay, Neko.
I mean, that's
okay. That's good. I like how you did that. Yeah.
Terribly. Yep.
All right.
I got you, brother. I got you.
All right, thank you for saving me right there.
Okay,
all right.
Sejuani should be, okay, no, not going to be picked up. It is going to be the Silas once again. And
not again.
This is the strategy that has straight up never worked for KT, and now Griffin is saying, yeah, but it's going to work for us, like it didn't in game number 1.
Silas's face says it all. He's like, it's going to work this time.
Hey.
All right, we're going to have a mirror draft, potentially.
I mean, Braum Civic could come down here if they want to, but I'd like to keep that bottom lane open so you can threaten the bot lane Corki that's been shadowing. Maybe even just a jungler comes out here, and the Sejuani is going to be the option.
Here we go.
Look at us. We're both getting these predictions working.
We're doing it right now. Oh,
God.
man.
No. Let's run it back, boys. Let's see how quickly we can lose this game.
Someone get a... is it Christian Bale? A sound clip of Batman just when he has the knife in him?
Yeah.
And he sounds like he's groaning, but you can't really tell. Someone just get the sound clip for it and play it.
I don't want it.
I am so excited right now.
Yep. This is,
man. All right.
Okay, but no Lucian. No Lucian going to come in this time. Maybe a Civiban might be worthwhile because I think we know where SKT is going. With this particular draft, maybe SKT just leaves open the Akali.
Now, the funnier thing is that if we see the same team composition, it benefits the 25-30 minute mark a little bit more for Griffin to be on the red team with these champions. But the moment of explosiveness is actually hurt because SKT's champions benefit more on blue side by turtling the 10 to 17 minute mark. So the power spike timings are cut down, and I don't think Griffin realizes that their draft is able to be produced in a toilet. And,
yeah, well, they're doing their very best
to
create that scenario. As you can see, a pacing CV Max here. We'll see whether they do decide to go for something that's very similar to what they did in game number 1. The Akali would be the pickup here in theory. Jarvan, of course, still left untouched.
Lock in the Jarvan. Watch it be like Karthus or something. Just make. Oh
no,
my
it's gonna
God.
happen, dude. It's gonna happen, dude. This is a turn of events that happened.
They think the Gangplank was the issue. Well, because now they have the counter pick. They have the high ground.
Yeah, I mean, you just pick Sivir Gangplank. Like, why not?
Well, the thing here, all right, so let's address what Griffin's team composition fundamentally was flawed with last time. Sylas and Jarvan both want to go in, and so does Akali. They want to converge in on the back line. The problem is that you can't get through the snowstorm of Braum and Sejuani acting as a mid and front line for the Corki and the Sivir. And because the Corki and Sivir are able to be so agile and reposition with ease, the Ezreal can't do anything, and it's counterintuitive for these dive champions. So Griffin, I don't even know what they're thinking right now. Just, oh, Jace is disabled, so I guess Kennen? But even Kennen is awful into this spot. Okay, leaks. Turn the page.
All right, here we go. The Kennen has been locked in. That is going to be your matchup. Of course, if he goes on hit Kennen, it will be able to punish the GP in the laning phase.
Not blue side GP.
Just trying to find some upswings here, because the only thing that has changed is that there is now a different ninja on the top side of the map.
This is an absolute nightmare. The team comp is so bad. It's so bad.
All right, well, we are still going to live and die by exactly the same win conditions that Griffin had in game number 1. And that is understandable based on the fact that they've changed literally one champion.
Weaker in mid-game.
Yeah.
So Griffin, the one out they had was the mid-game. That was the one out. Let me just break this down for all the viewers in the chat. And in case they can't quite really comprehend what's going on here. So the Gangplank is going to turtle in bottom lane. He's going to freely scale up against the Kennen. He's not going to be able to be moved. The Sejuani is going to act as a mid and front liner for the Corki and the Sivir, and ultimately the Gangplank, and she's going to also be unable to be moved in the later stages. Sivir and Corki, they're going to scale freely to 4 items, and Braum is just such a nuisance for all of the other members, invalidating the Tahm Kench because he doesn't have anyone to actually devour. Tahm Kench is there to sort of help the Ezreal. The problem is the Ezreal not being helped. The front line is going to get melted by the SKT team comp. Sylas can't dive in or engage, doesn't have the best ultimates to steal. J4 Cataclysm is actually going to be his own funeral, and then Kennen doesn't have the option to split push. So
let's see how we go as we move into game number 2 here. Of course, Griffin are going to need to roll it back, and it's going to have to look better. See how it goes. So, LS, you're looking forward to having a lot of time on the LCK broadcast in the next week coming up. Of course, we're losing Papa Smithies, going over to the LEC, going to learn about some of the better League of Legends.
That just means I get more of you.
That is true.
And I'll tell you something else. I slipped Valdez a couple of hundreds to take some time off.
I thought you were going to say, like, slipped him some poison, and that's why I came in yesterday as well.
No, I wasn't casting yesterday.
I know. But I was, and I wasn't supposed to. So I was just a little bit concerned. I think you might be going a little bit too far. It's like, I appreciate it, but, like, please. No. Not like that.
It's like
an
Obsessed. Have you ever seen the movie Obsessed?
Yeah. Oh, yikes. We're going to check out the runes here. Nothing really standing out as far as any changes. Both the Corki and the Sivir with very similar runes.
Okay.
It is going to be a spellbook once again here for Lehends. So we have opportunities to get the double smites for any potential Barons, but we didn't even see a Baron. Last game, SKT just decided to win, and they did. I think it took them 1 minute to get from taking the outer turret in mid lane to a dead Nexus.
Yeah.
Pretty decent gold swing there for the SKT players.
What we can identify here is that Akali was the problem, okay?
Yeah. I mean, Kennen is a better ninja, and also a better character in TFT.
Whoa.
He is.
Slow down there.
Kennen is probably the best unit in TFT.
Heathen. Absolute heathen. The best character in TFT is Pengu, God Eternal.
should have seen it coming. I should have seen it coming. FLICKR in a lot of trouble here as Chovy has the aftershock, going to get some damage down for it as well. No flash there, and Chovy's long cooldowns are going to mean that the trade back damage is good from FLICKR, but not quite good enough. He's taken the exhaust this time, so we're lacking in a teleport, but we have gained in a little bit more of that combat power in the mid lane, which is now feeling a little bit irrelevant given Chovy's advantage after that trade.
And it's really interesting. So he takes the teleport because on the blue side, it's more about turtling behind the blue buff. In the later stages of the game, while you scale up, you deny red team the ability to capture Baron, even though they restrict access to the river. The thing is that unlike Akali, Kennen has multi-man damage.
Well, that's an exhaust actually coming down here as Clid doesn't. Oh, the flash is early from Chovy, and Clid actually flashes anyway. So it's a trade, still going to work out in favor of SKT. However, well
Tarzan.
played from Chovy.
Oh, they don't call him the king of the jungle for any. Oh, the Lion King came out, right?
Yeah, I did. Oh, I didn't actually watch it. I actually need to check that
Would you like to go with me?
Oh, that'd be lovely.
Oh my. Okay.
We can build the synergy before Thursday.
All right.
Maybe we go on Wednesday night and check it out. That sounds like fun. That sounds like fun.
So excited. I haven't gotten dressed up in a while, but I will.
You got dressed up last night when you came out for dinner.
Chat viewers, they didn't know that. You know,
oh, that's
true.
Gone with Sorry, I should have gone with you. I should have gone with you.
It's all right.
That's why we need to go and see the movie. Continue building that synergy. Okay. As that back was definitely a clutch one there from Chovy. He's going to teleport back into this lane. Takes a Phos bomb for it.
And FLICKR, so like I was saying about the exhaust, unlike Akali, Kennen has the ability to lock up multiple members using the exhaust. Even though it's going to be the physical damage, Kennen is still going to be worthwhile. And it's going to make it that much harder for Griffin in the later stages. Because when you're blue team, red team already can't 1-3-1. Red team naturally is at a worse predisposition to 1-3-1 than a blue side team due to the nature of Baron and the way that the symmetry of the map works and whatnot. So, don't really need the teleport to resist any of that.
Yeah, it's actually a little bit of a worry here as well because Kahn is winning out in the trades on the top side of the map, and you pick this Kennen so that he can win lane. Press the attack Kennen needs to be able to get work done in these, 2v1 scenarios when he's split pushing. We saw Keen, a perfect example of how it's supposed to work yesterday. But Doran is not at the moment getting himself to any considerable advantages to where he will be able to play that style of League of Legends.
Yeah, and one of the things on 914 here that I believe is the case is that Kennen is buffed since level 8 in terms of his attack damage. So he's nerfed early on, buffed at level 8. The problem is that Gangplank, he just wants to survive the laning phase.
Yeah, he doesn't.
So it's not super impactful at the pro level in terms of what those nerfs were, and obviously buffs are welcome in the later stages. But Gangplank is already off to a fantastic start here in this game number 2. And again, with so many squishies on the side of Griffin, that Grass of the Undying, it is going to be monstrous. Also, Mountain Dragon is the first one of the game again. So, who is going to
rolling it back once again. It's going to be exactly the same scenario as this time around. Kahn is going to be going for the Sheen as that first pickup. Actually feels like he's capable of doing that and bullying Doran just a little bit here in this lane. Doran does now have that Vampiric Scepter and his own namesake Blade alongside it, so he does have a bit of ability to sustain himself in this lane, which he's going to need to do, as Kahn is verging on that level 6 mark. Don't want to be taking too many of these barrels because the pistol shots are certainly going to hurt, as Clid is waiting in the wings, trying to get himself into a gank position. You can see that control ward from Doran means that he's able to play up like this. The lane gank is a little bit more dangerous as Clid's going to move himself into the brush. Actually holds it, waits for Kahn to get that control ward down as Clid jumps on over. Doesn't have level 6, so isn't able to throw any prisons out. Is just going to clear out the vision and allow Kahn to have a more comfortable laning scenario.
And Griffin, I do have to say, this time around, they are doing much better in the laning phase. At least in mid and bottom.
Yes, that's true.
They are having a little bit more success. Not sure how Viper's rolling on Kleptomancy this time around, but nonetheless, everything is okay. And also, Gangplank, though, he does have the Sheen this time, not the Phage.
He did build that particular item.
Yeah, that was really bizarre. And see, these are things I don't totally understand for viewers watching. The ping pong between minion lanes, both laners are not even attempting to manipulate their lane state relative to their jungler. It's just this ping pong that is played back and forth endlessly. You can see.
Well, it is going to be Griffin with the lane control, meaning that they can move first towards this red buff, and Clid wanting to get a ward in there, but he's not going to be able to. Exactly right. So that is going to be second red going over to Tarzan very comfortably. Clid will be able to at least pick up his Krugs on the bottom side.
Did you see that? When Akali recalls, or not Akali, when Sejuani recalls, she starts dancing on the board. I don't think the board appreciates that.
I mean, it depends. I mean, the board is a very close friend. I mean, Bristle and Sejuani are like...
Kevin. You know, Kevin Tuggles. We talked about this.
Oh, right, yeah, that's
right. Thank you.
The fact that its name is... Wait, maybe when it's a bear?
Okay.
Kevin?
Maybe it levels up.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Kevin Tuggles the bear. As Clid's still not level 6, as the Drake is down to half health. Tarzan coming in with the flag and drag.
Chovy's going to take a bit of damage.
However, SKT's not going to challenge for this one once again. Griffin are going to get control, and they are going to move to 1,000 gold lead as the 1v1 on the top side of the map is going to be disengaged by Kahn.
And now Infernal is actually going to be...
This is a different role, yeah.
Yeah, this is a different role here. Maybe that's suggesting something. Maybe the game is going to be different. No, I'm just kidding. The game's going to be the same.
You've got the script in front of you, man.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you called LS.
Leak script.
Leaked script, league script, LCK script. You have
whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's a choose your own adventure. You know, those two letters, they go so well.
They do. They do. There's a lot. It's a multifaceted name that you've chosen for yourself.
Thank you.
As Clid moves in, unbeknownst to Doran.
Oh, this is...
As Kahn's going to shoot him. The ult flies forward. Not going to find too much, and that is 2 ultimates now utilized as Doran gets a pretty high value flash to get himself out.
And I think the really impressive thing right there is Doran was able to stay relatively cool during that. I'm not sure actually if he saw the Glacial Storm being thrown at him, but Clid definitely, I think, went for like a Mad Life-esque maneuver right there. I don't think that that was just a total whiff, but we'll have to see it one more time as he's mad at FLICKR right now. Everyone's probably making fun of him for missing these ults, so... FLICKR has the packet.
And FLICKR's feeling a little bit more comfortable in this lane at the moment. It was actually Chovy with a bit of a considerable lead in the levels and, of course, the farm. But this time around, FLICKR has been in a lot of control on this Corki. So does almost have that Trinity Force completed as well as we tick towards 10 minutes time. This was when we saw the first bit of action when Shelly went down and the mid lane and First Blood did go as FLICKR stealing chickens.
Yeah, angry man with a mustache and a helicopter.
Yeah.
Just stealing chickens off a farm. That feels like it would be a headline in like a Florida newspaper.
Well, this might just be another one as Chovy does find the ultimate from FLICKR. He's looking to go back home and has to use the exhaust.
And it's on a cannon wave too, so is FLICKR going to do the same thing as game number 1 where he is unwilling to let it go? Oh man, but Chovy... He's moving up to top. Wait.
Shelly.
Okay.
When there's PV options, this is the LCK.
Oh,
we take
right.
All right?
Okay.
We're pacifists here. We only fight if we have to. There's Viper and Lehends trying to get this wave
this is how it started
goes
before.
effort. Yep, misses the ultimate though. Viper actually chooses exactly the right line for that arcane shift. Really nicely done. Guardian going to help SKT stay alive as Tarzan takes down yet another one. And will he be able to get some plates? The answer should be a yes.
And so now we're actually getting the director's cut here in this game. We're seeing what should have been the case, you know, in game number 1. Which Cannon, shove the wave and summon Shelly. Come on.
Well, Tarzan's looking for a gank first. As,
he's going to get it. He's going to... Oh, there's no way out for Kahn.
Yeah, he does have a fat flash opportunity here. Eats some oranges, but a little bit too late. Not going to get the flash, not even going to go for it. As First Blood this time will go to Tarzan, and now he has free reign in the top wave. Exactly right. That's all going to go down, and all of that money should be going over to Doran to help him in this split push, which is the one win condition that Griffin has.
Yeah, it really is the only win condition that Griffin does have. Teleport actually being utilized right now, so all those turret plates aren't going to end up actually going the way. They're only going to get 2, maybe 2 with Shelly.
Exactly.
But down in bottom.
More on the bottom side.
Yeah. Oh, Gangplank ultimate. That's really late, though.
I mean, they are going to be able to get a few of these. Oh, that's a teleport to keep the minion alive.
Oh, that's...
Lehends is always a bit of a five-head when it comes to these certain plays, and he is going to do it once again on the bottom side just to make sure that that second last plate is going to go. Next minion wave comes in. Teleport on the top side as Tarzan's looking for his opportunity. Glacial Prison is now here for Clid, who's going to move over and see Chovy making his way up. And Kahn on the bottom side, not going to be able to defend this outer turret. So Griffin with a considerable lead at 12.5 minutes.
This is the kind of lead that they would have wanted in game number 1. And remember, though, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're out of the woods.
No.
Just yet. It just means that this is the kind of lead that you need to get in order for this team composition to have a chance. They're rotating Viper and Lehends up to top. There's an Infernal Dragon that is spawning.
But they have teleports.
Oh, okay.
And the teleport is available from Viper, so he can get down to any fight that is going to ensue that particular area. SKT have absolutely no vision around the Drake pit, but they do have it in their own jungle towards that bottom side. So an avenue in order to get them towards this Drake that has just spawned, Tarzan. Hanging around here as the teleport does come in from Chovy. Good knock up there onto Kahn, who gets hijacked. Flash is still available. He's been using it a lot, but this was the mind game. Tarzan does have access to the Cataclysm as Kahn moving pretty quickly, dodges the knock-up, and now SKT, the cavalry has arrived. Vision available down here as well as the Chain Lash. Not going to find FLICKR. He wants Tarzan, but the Abscond is going to be there. FLICKR completely out of mana, and a lot of damage now coming down from Chovy. Exhaust once again going to be utilized as Teddy's going to come down on the hunt. Has been popped already. No extra movement speed as a teleport from Griffin will be able to cause the disengage from SKT. And once again, Griffin trade up all over the map.
Yeah, Griffin, they trade up everywhere. They're going to be able to get this Infernal Dragon most likely. Tarzan, he's just going to take a little bit of a pit stop, eat himself some fruit, get well fed and hydrated as well. As he's going to make a quick pit stop. He's going to stop at Bertha's.
Yeah, Bertha going to go down. I believe that the Blue Sentinel will follow.
Yeah.
And some puppies will bite the dust
but
also.
No Infernal Dragon. So Griffin, they get a lot out of all of this. Oh, we didn't get to... Oh, okay.
All right, Viper died.
Oh, okay. So it's, you know what? It's a 1-for-1 then.
Yeah.
Look on the up. See, there's always the silver lining. Kahn can't really get out of this one as the steal came on there right there. Now, there is a lot of spells that were exhausted this fight for Griffin.
And there was also a few extra opportunities there for Kahn to possibly flash some walls instead of just flashing in a straight line. But wanted to get to that brush to avoid getting put into the Cataclysm, but I believe there may have been a ward. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, also, Cull on Baker is...
Wait, is this the classic 15-minute Cull?
This is, I'm actually not even, I don't hate
This was popularized by Ruler yesterday.
I have been a huge advocate about this since the item came out. That whenever you have advantages or the game state's going to be slow, just pick it up. Doesn't even matter if you're a mage.
Or
Silas
if you've got an empty item slot, right?
Exactly.
Like if you go back 600 gold, all of your pieces of your Trinity Force,
I like
you
how you
complete
think.
And then get yourself a Cull, and then you're A-okay. So Chovy picks up some more rockets. Of course, rockets really high value for Silas as an ultimate to steal because you reset your passive so many times.
Yeah.
Because you get the full clip of rockets as well.
All right, well, Infernal Dragon is looking like it's on the menu for both teams. Doran doesn't have teleport, and he is very, very late to the party. If SK Telecom get this Infernal Dragon, Griffin's gold advantage is essentially negated.
Yeah, especially because of how much scaling there is in almost every single way from all of their carries. You talk about scaling in a lot of different ways, but Infernal Drake scaling is about whether you can use both AP and AD.
Yeah.
And Gangplank and Corky, pretty good examples of utilizing both of those statistics relatively well.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll see what ends up happening here in the next couple of minutes. The game has reached critical point. This is where Griffin need to get the Infernal Dragon. They need to win a team fight. They need to accelerate further than just 4,000 gold ahead. Because if this comes 27 minutes, 28 minutes, Griffin can have an 8,000 gold lead, and it just means the game's even.
Yeah.
So that's...
Which is a ludicrous thing to say.
Right. That's just trying to put into perspective the team comp differential. Now, they're going to get this. All right, unfortunately, I only have Darvin here on my screen. 105 AD.
All right.
Now.
Not bad.
Not bad. A little bit of gold value there picked up.
Speaking of gold value, Doran goes back and buys his way towards a Rage Blade on this top lane.
He's already a Blade Master.
It's a ludicrous amount of CS that he's picked up also, in comparison to his lane opponent. A 40 CS lead is a considerable one here for the new top laner of Griffin. Very emotional man at the start of this game, but it looks like it hasn't affected him too much, as Clid's going to steal away a red buff pretty comfortably. And a lot of deep vision now available for SKT towards the top side of the map. We are heading towards Baron time. Zephyr moves back towards Teddy, stands behind him, and will be a-okay. You can see this mid-outer turret has been defended for a very long time here from SKT, and Teddy's just happy to farm his way towards his Infinity Edge, which will be coming in relatively soon.
Well, the eye-edge completion is something that they do have to wait on. Gold score, though, they're going to have to figure out something to do because it's actually gone down.
Yeah, it's actually just SKT being able to farm a few more waves than they otherwise would be able to.
This is the game state I mentioned in the band pick thing. You see the Gangplank's location? You see in the bottom of the map?
Yep.
You see? All right.
And now is this where the CS deficit slowly
this is one of the
evens
problems.
out?
This is one of the advantages of blue side, and this is also the reason that Corki doesn't need teleport. Is because it's such a condensed area of terrain that you need to defend from.
That's an alley. Viper taking a lot of damage. Minute and a half until Baron is going to spawn on this map. Ocean Drake is going to be the third one, so not exactly high value here. It's going to be spawning in 3 minutes' time. After that, Infernal Drake did, of course, go over to Griffin. So they've got high-value Drakes this time. It's not like we've headed Mountain, Ocean or something like that. Battle stats have been picked up now for Griffin. That might help them as we move towards any scaling question marks as the game goes on, but I just don't know whether it's going to be enough. Tarzan in position as Kahn wandering over some wards, setting up some barrels where he can. Doran going to try and jump on in here. Kahn does have the flash available as Cataclysm.
Failed flash.
No, that's a disaster. Holds onto the ultimate even, knows that there's no way that he can get anything done. The rest of SKT unable to answer elsewhere on this map as it was queued up alongside some back timing, so a bit of a failure in positioning from Kahn based on the map state of SKT.
And now 2 minutes until the Ocean Dragon does end up coming up. And Kahn he's having a little bit of a rough game. He's 100% of his team's deaths.
Yeah.
Not a statistic that you'd like to put up.
King's Own Kahn has 3 connected, just a little bit.
And Clid is actually really far behind in levels, as is Kahn. Kahn is down 2 levels. And when the game is looking like this, and you have members that are down for long periods of time, and it allows the enemy team to gain more control temporarily, it's not the best feeling. No. But for SK Telecom fans, the game is not yet over. Corki still waiting on his second item. Sivir has her second item.
Yep, just picks it up actually.
Yeah, Gangplank waiting as well. And Gangplank is a little bit slowed this game because no Kleptomancy to accelerate.
He does still have his parlay, things like that, in order to get himself some extra gold. But you're exactly right, it's a little bit more difficult to get that gold down. And Doran now is sitting on 2 items, and 2 pretty strong ones for the split push also. He's Kahn pretty lucky to be able to pick up any of these waves as he moves towards the river. Tarzan jumps on over, control ward's going to be cleared, as Clid is looking to try and get rid of his blue sentinel, and does so comfortably. Just steals it away out to the nose of Tarzan.
4,000 gold advantage here for SK Telecom.
Or for Griffin.
Or yeah, for you know what? I'm getting so excited.
Yeah.
About the impending team fight. Well, ended up missing.
I mean, at this point, we're looking at about 3,500 gold, the lead for Griffin.
You know,
if the Infinity Edge is completed by FLICKR, does SKT still theoretically just win a team fight?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that once Corki has the second item, because you look across the board at all the itemization, and Silas is basically the same champion. He's going to get a Proto Belt, sure. That doesn't really augment his current status in the game all that much. The Ezreal is at now, I will say, sounds like someone was listening.
Yeah. I mean, this has been the Viper special. He has really enjoyed going for
now we need Leandros.
AP. Also also likes AP Kai'Sa more than the other Kai'Sa, and I believe played the AP Varus, but I'm not entirely sure. Just likes building some ability cards. Don't mind it. Griffin will be able to freely pick up this open drake, but it's pretty inconsequential at this point in time. And in the meantime,
bad roll,
SKT pushing towards the top side. Another ocean, like you say, is going to come down. As Rocket's going to be traded. FLICKR finds his. Chovy misses his. And bottom side of the map, Kahn once again going to be in trouble. Flag goes over. Tarzan clears out a control ward and will slink his way back into the enemy jungle. Viper does need to be a little bit careful here as the Winter's Bite is going to land. I thought Clid might actually just pull the trigger on the ultimate there as effort. Oh my god, almost goes down. But unable to get the last auto there as Doran's now in between turrets. Being a nuisance for Kahn to deal with. He's not going to draw out a cannon barrage, but he will freely take this inner turret. As you can hear the fans well and truly behind Doran here, who had a rough game one. And obviously a rougher time off stage also.
And the thing is that the champion with the most gold on the side of Griffin is the Kennen, which, as we did talk about, the split push is the only real way for them to win. If the same amount of gold difference was found in another lane, like on Sylas, it's still easy for SKT to sort of control it. But when Kennen can just keep walking in front of Gangplank's face and raising turrets, and Gangplank, being as behind as he is, doesn't have the ability to stabilize it. That's really what Griffin have to keep doing. They have to keep stepping on that wounded part, that wounded limb.
Yeah, they have to. Right now, though, it is going to be very difficult for the Kennen to get anything done on the bottom side of the map because that inhibitor turret is very, very close to a fountain. So getting Kahn low enough in order to push him out of this lane for any considerable amount of time will be a toughie. SKT look to try and take this Rift Scuttler, and they do so. That is actually super high value here at 24 minutes, but Cataclysm comes down. Gargoyle Stoneblade is there, keeping Tarzan alive. Gets himself a flash as now FLICKR finds himself on potentially the wrong side of this fight. Griffin all grouped up as 5 members. Doran had teleported to try and get something done there, but unfortunately not able to find it, and that's really going to be an advantage for SKT.
Yeah, that's a huge win for SK Telecom, because now this means that Doran can't join for any Baron taking potential, as
and can't go back down to the bottom lane unless that Baron is going to be threatened by SKT.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's SK so Telecom hard, because actually if SKT fights against Griffin without the Kennen there and it's a 4v4, SKT may actually have comparable damage as Doran's looking for the 1v1. Kahn has to flash. Clid is waiting in the wings. Doran can't go any further.
No!
True Shot Barrage picks up the kill. All the extra AP is there for a reason, and now it's a 0-4 Gangplank.
Well, Kahn just can't do it this game, Atlas.
Nope.
Can't seem to stay. This is Ezreal. He hurts. Now just add Leandres. Add Leandres so that you get the Iceborne slow coupled with the Luden's Echo.
There we go.
It's the future of Ezreal builds. No one's doing it yet, but you know
it's
what people
do. It's like Rylai's Leandres that we've done forever.
Except it works on Ezreal.
Yeah.
And he likes it.
Gets himself a flash. Chovy has to try and get out of there. Glacial Prison can be offered back as Lehends comes in with Viper. With the Abyssal Voyage, will allow some space for Teddy, as SKT is still clutching onto relevance in this game. It does certainly feel far more dire than it did in game number 1. Another True Shot Barrage flies down towards the Gangplank, but does miss him. Thanks, observers, for checking out that health bar. Feels like he has a bit of a magnet on his back for that particular ability. The problem with targeting a Gangplank,
he's down 3 levels.
He's down 3 levels, but if this game just keeps going, he'll still be Gangplank.
Yeah, he will. Just give it another 10 minutes, Atlas, and let's see if, be careful who you pick on at 26 minutes, okay?
But it is a very different Gangplank than we saw in game number 1. Game number 1, Kahn was accelerated. Game number 2, he's been put in the bin. So whether he can climb himself out, it's going to be the tough one.
The buy it now on eBay?
Yeah, I think so.
Buy it. So he was put into the buy it now?
Well, let's see whether Doran can do it. He flashes in. He's trying to do his best Keen impression and does so beautifully. Kahn's going to go down, and this is how you play decisive League of Legends. Cannon Barrage did nothing.
Oh, man. That's going to be Baron for sure.
That was so sexy from Doran. He ain't going to be crying after this game, that is for sure. as now Clid doesn't want to give this one away for free, but it's a great stun that lands onto him. Gargoyle Stoneplate is going to do nothing now as FLICKR pokes his head in but has to Valkyrie out immediately. And this minion wave is going to be followed by a very angry Pikachu looking to take down the inhibitor turret on the bottom side. This is Griffin getting everything.
This is Griffin getting the exact kind of situations that they needed in the early game, converting it well in the mid game, and then Doran continuously punishing Kahn over and over and over. And that was, that was one of the best Leroy Jenkins impressions that we've seen in the LCK.
Yeah, damn right.
By Teddy and Kahn.
Yep, just runs on in there, and he was real dead. As FLICKR takes a lot of damage from that True Shot Barrage. Let's check it out one more time. Doran looking real good.
Yeah. And here it turns around.
Oh, gets the flash. That's what we're talking about.
Well, that's like Krillin's Destructo Disc.
Wow. Who's spoken about Destructo Disc recently? I mean, Krillin's one of the most irrelevant.
This is...
That's the barrel missing, and Doran murdering Teddy.
Yeah, that was...
And then an irrelevant Kahn also going down.
Well, that was interesting. Now, the thing is, though, is that it is Sivir. Sivir is really good at resisting Baron minions.
Well,
she's one of the best
not as good as she used to be, however, still, yeah, one of the better ones.
And Baron only has 2 minutes remaining, so let's see what they can end up accomplishing with it. Chovy going on a little bit of a detour here.
I actually feel like taking that Drake 30 seconds ago was probably a bad idea also.
Yeah, they should have waited for Elder. Yeah.
Couple of minutes, and that would have meant that they forced another Elder Drake, probably looking to try and get themselves a high roll on an Infernal or something like that. However, I don't know whether it's worth it as Tarzan's looking for effort. This is going to be worth it. Gets a flash for his ultimate, but now Teddy's starting to do some damage and even picks up the big popcorn chicken. That's going to be an ultimate down.
Oh,
they're looking to try and get rid of Doran. He is going to be taken.
Oh, that's a big shutdown.
Clid's turnaround is gigantic as now Tarzan in trouble. Effort's going to slow him down. Chovy, with a cannon barrage of his own, is going to punish Clid. Now FLICKR needs about the most Valkyries to get out of that, and he doesn't have any more than 0 as SKT get routed after picking up a decent shutdown.
Yeah, and you can see that they seem to be guessing whether or not they could stick around for that teleport and just pick the member off, and it ended up coming back to bite them. Now, the one upside is that the fight did take quite a bit of time, and the Baron doesn't have that long remaining. Teddy should be able to fend off the next couple of waves. They're not going to lose an inhibitor, which, this is the 8,000 gold lead. If you remember, I talked about it.
Okay, Chovy. That Unbreakable, pretty high value against this AP Ezreal, who's got himself a Gunblade now. We'll see whether that Liandry's that you were talking about is going to be coming in next, because that's 2 ways to synergize with the Liandry's.
No one does it. You know what, people? They still build Morellonomicon. Okay, no one just listens to the sweet goodness of the builds.
And you have the scripts. You know
know
how it's supposed to go.
Exactly. I come from the future, actually. So
yeah.
I know how they're building there. So Teddy right here, I mean, he ends up stealing the popcorn chicken right there. As Clid, he turns this right around onto Kennen. And then right here, if SK Telecom backs off, everything's good. They're going to stop the Baron push. They're going to stabilize. They're going to start catching back up. But you can see they really thought this would go better for them than it did. And then FLICKR, well, he's looking like Nicolas Cage in one of those movies where his plane got stolen.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage gets
Lord
angry.
of War, I think, was the movie.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I watched that one, but it was a while ago now.
Yeah.
If I remember, as we're checking out the damage done, and Viper and Doran have done a lot.
Okay.
So far this game.
This is the True League script, okay? 8,000 gold lead.
Uh-huh.
I think because I alluded to it, it just had to occur.
It did.
All right?
Yeah,
so
this is actually a huge problem. The fact that you seem to be just dictating how these are supposed to go. Like, you guys can't see it right now because we're not on screen, but he's currently got the marionettes out, and he's like, it's the puppet theater. The LS puppet theater is what's in. Yeah.
All right, we need that.
God.
It's all right. Everything's going to be
fine. Switch the scenes, as Tarzan, I think, wanted to get that particular flag over the wall.
And you know what? It might end up benefiting them that he didn't, because then it would have given away that he's there.
Yeah.
So maybe Clid and friends are... Oh, all right. Now they know.
Nailed that flag. There we go. If at first you don't succeed and all that. 9,000
Okay,
gold is approaching.
He's at 3.5 items. So He's
Yeah, I mean,
also
FLICKR
level
does
17.
a lot of damage.
Yeah. FLICKR is getting really big. Is he? Well, he's not really freezing, but he should be. He's sort of like slowly shoving it.
Tarzan is he's just so good at putting flags down in the end.
I think he's playing target practice right now. Hold on. He's gonna throw another one. Oh, you like that?
Yeah.
The Knight's Vow. I believe that was, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now Kennon's a Knight.
Ooh. I think I like him more as a Blade Master or a Demon.
Call him Sir Doran.
Or an Assassin.
Oh, okay.
I actually feel like, Night Buff's just not great.
Yeah, it's really not that. That's why they're getting reworked.
Yeah.
The night thing. Sir is the what is it called? What is it called? Mr., Mrs., Sir, etc. What are those called?
Oh yeah, I don't remember.
Ah, God, we're both
But
English
yeah.
speakers. This is awful.
I know it's a little bit.
I can blame NA
Sir
education.
is the
What do
name
you
of
got?
a knight. It is the name of a knight.
Sir is the name of a knight.
Yeah.
Right.
I've got criminal education. Some from Australia.
I mean, some people have told me Australia doesn't exist.
Oh, it does.
Okay, flatter.
I'm from there.
No, you're not.
I'm hoping it exists. Does it still exist? I don't know. I've been there for a little while, for a hot minute.
All right.
But I'm hoping my family's still okay. Clid going to be able to take down his puppy just fine, and this game has slowed back down to the benefit of SKT, but a huge lead now for Griffin. Oh, get me this ocean.
This cannon looks like he has Yordle bonus because this dragon just can't hit him.
Yeah, can't seem to get too much done.
You know?
But I mean, we've got 4 items on Sivir, we've got 4 items on Corki, we've almost got an Infinity Edge on the Dumpster Fire Pirate on the top side of the map. And
SKT, all right, here we go. 8,000 gold gap. This is in the game.
And they're just going to start the Baron. Okay, Doran does have teleport available. They are going to get it out of him. The flanking AD cannon comes in as now Tarzan inside his own Cataclysm getting some work done. Cannon Barrage comes down as FLICKR is now trying to fight around it. A lot of stopwatches, and Ultimate goes completely wide now as Griffin are losing this battle. So much AoE damage coming in here, but no one inside.
But Viper?
And now Viper's trying to turn it around. Chovy in the backline, he's able to take down Clid, but all of the damage is still up. Teddy, FLICKR, some honey fruit for Teddy as well to keep him in this fight as the follow-up kills are there. Doran's dead.
Viper!
So much of that damage is now down. The rockets come in, the devour's there from Lehends, but an even fight. Oh no, true shot barrage, and it picks up FLICKR off the back end. Griffin steal that fight away in the end.
They end up stealing it away. They outfought SK Telecom right there. It shouldn't have been as close as it was, especially at the end when it looked like SKT stabilized. So they started up the Baron, and then right there, the ultimate ended up actually paying off really well. FLICKR, he was behind enemy lines as he was trying to get as much damage as possible there, and he doesn't have flash for this team fight. So couldn't end up following and ending Viper, but Viper showed up so big.
Absolutely,
with his
dude.
mystic
These
shots.
wards are such high value as well as Doran.
Yeah.
The rocket is going to pick up that kill there, and this is where we thought SKT, with all their damage availability, were going to be able to turn it around, but you saw the gangplank nowhere in sight, and forcing FLICKR to use that flash defensively meant that he couldn't use it, get out of the way as we go back to live, and we're fighting once again. Clid in trouble, but Tarzan as well throws the Cataclysm. True Shot Barrage, super high value, but the Sivir is going to pick up the kill. Chovy now teleporting forward, has himself the Gangplank ultimate, but isn't going to throw it down just yet. Oh man, this game, despite the fact that it's an 8,000 gold lead for Griffin, feels like it's on a knife's edge.
I might have told you. I might have.
It's so hard to hype things up.
Really weird.
Because you've already told people how it's going to go.
It's this awkward thing where you can look at two team comps and know when they spike. But let's just see what Tarzan was doing right here. I mean, he just seems to get caught up. Meanwhile, in live, though, SKT, they're wrestling with that purple monster.
Yep. They're going to try and take that one down. Tarzan's still dead for another 10 seconds. Lehends doesn't have
that's a good ultimate.
Smite. Yeah, Cannon Barrage comes in. They're going to steal their own one, as it's FLICKR that's the one that locks it down. Effort on nothing. Kahn on nothing. Teddy and Effort both are going to fall as Clid can't stay alive, but
Viper
the Baron
goes
to SKT. Can Griffin just win the game, though, is the question now on all of our minds.
No minions and Baron minions now on the side of SKT. Can FLICKR end up clearing this wave out? That's the death timers are really, really high.
Yeah, they do have Kahn. He does have Cannon Barrage up very, very soon. It should be one inhibitor going to Griffin at least. But with where the minion waves are, it's
No,
going to be really hard for them to push
dive.
further.
They can dive. They have Stone Plate on Jarvan. If Jarvan goes first with Stone Plate,
it's a possibility. These Nexus turrets are not lasting very long at all. They do immediately
They got it.
just disrupt. And the Nexus are being focused. Griffin are going to win and bring us to a game number 3.
They overcame so much that game in order to have this work. And right at the end there, the Baron, we saw that SKT, they started it up, they knew that Tarzan was dead, but that ultimate was doing so much damage.
Yeah.
And then the True Shot Barrage coming in, you have to wonder why they felt so panicked. Because that was really a big blunder.
It was. It was. Look, being able to take down the Baron is really important, right? Because they look at their composition, they're like, if they don't get a Baron, then they can't push, then they can't take us down. But unfortunately, if they kill 3 members of SKT at that time in the game, they just push through with all of their damage, especially on that gentleman on the right of your screen right there. Viper was doing so much damage as that game went on. We're going to have the damage graph coming up for you very, very shortly, just to illustrate that exactly. But Doran as well, it is a complete night and day performance for him. Fantastic Kennen side lane play. His keen impression in the bottom lane was beautiful to witness from this very young player, but very talented player that was able to take down on a KG team in the Kesper Cup, Hanwha Life Esports, before they fell off a cliff.
We're getting a replay of what is happening here. As you can see, the True Shot Barrage, I mean, that was...
such high damage.
Yeah, the damage just so high. Chovy comes over the wall, ends up getting Teddy. Didn't have Flash available, and so when you're looking at this, you think that SKT just rushed it a little bit too fast, and Griffin, quick to capitalize.
That's a hell of a lot of Viper damage coming in there.
Yeah.
I gave my MVP to Doran because I felt like after crying backstage and then coming in and having a performance like he did against a Kahn that made him look silly was more impressive than hitting probably some of the most clutch True Shot Barrages, but...
I'm really the Simon Cowell here of this desk, I guess.
Yeah, you really are.
You know, I'm not going to give him
don't care about the
points because he
emotions.
cried, all right?
It's not points because he cried, it's points because obviously the emotion was getting to him, but he didn't let it affect his play, which I find impressive.
Save it for Korean Idol.
All right. Well, I'll save it for this break that we're going to be going into because Griffin have pushed us to a game number 3. Let's see whether they can topple SKT, who just suffered their first game loss after 13 in a row. The feathers could be rustled, and this could be an opportunity for Griffin to pull it back. Let's find out after the break.
맞지 말고 내가 앞라인 잡을게. 여기 맞지 마봐.
케넨이 갱플 어떻게
나 앞라인 잡을게. 나
근데
앞라인
이거
잡을게.
억제기 일부러 천천히 밀어도 돼. 자르방 올 때까지. 자르방 올 때까지 억제기 천천히 밀어도 돼.
꿀통만 줘 계속.
나 90초.
천천히 라인부터. 천천히.
라인 막아. 나 5초 천천히. 공 돌 때까지 기다린다. 20초.
라인 쏘였다.
털했어. 그냥 무시하고 털했어.
끝났다.
털했어. 나이스.
나이스. 이제 시작이다. 잘했다.